Vaughn Joseph here, you guys. As you know, being an actor can be a very, very difficult career choice, to say the least. Here I am in my 40s, still deep entrenched in the struggle, but hey, I carry on. I actually am, actually I can say that now, can I? I did a little thing with Justice League. I've got a little teeny part in it. I play the local news anchor, so, you know, 10 seconds on camera if I'm lucky. So at any rate, it's a tough job. It's a tough gig. You produce, you write, you act, you audition, you do podcasts, you do whatever it is you can to get yourself out there, marketing yourself. It's a struggle. So I'm going to speak with two amazing actors today. We're going to see what they did to get to where they are today. Maybe have some tips for you guys out there if you're in the struggle, trying to figure out what to do with yourself, what to do with your career. We've got answers for you. Joining us today to give us a little insight on what it takes to become a producer or an actor. And this man entered into the acting world a little bit less in a less conventional form than most of us did. So Rick is here to tell us about all that today. So joining us from Chicago is Ric Morgan. Rick, how are we doing today?
Hey, doing all right, Vaughn. Good to see you. How are you?
I am fabulous. Thank you very much. So what's been going on out there in Chicago? You enjoying your summer? You keeping busy, doing a little acting?
Yeah, keeping busy. Chicago is a great town, especially in the summertime. There's something going on all the time. It's like when I can't get on the motorcycle, I want to be out sailing on Lake Michigan, but there's so many festivals and everything going on. It's a great town. But we're also filming a movie, so that's actually taking a bit of a back seat. We're in the middle of, we're about halfway through principal photography of a feature film that I'm helping to produce and act in today.
Okay, cool. What's the name of the film?
The name of the film is Imago, which for the uninitiated is it's a Latin term for the final phase of a cocoon before the caterpillar becomes a butterfly. And it's a dramatization of the horrors of modern-day sexual slavery and human trafficking. And we're shooting it right here in Chicago. The writer-director, who actually grew up in Thailand and so had some first-hand witness to human trafficking, and we had acted in a previous pilot together. He really liked my portrayal of the villain in that one, so he wanted me to play the chief antagonist for this movie. When I saw the screenplay, which Peter Mastny is the writer-director, which he wrote, it was a very well-done screenplay, very beautiful, very strong, and you know, I've studied screenplay development and script analyses with John Truby and Bart Gavigan, so I felt that it was such a good story that he could use some help, and he asked me to come on board as a producer, and I willingly accepted at that point.
Yeah, it's a very big, important issue that's going on right now, so it's definitely something that would be interesting for a lot of the viewers out there, something that they might be looking to get maybe more information on. So it sounds like definitely something that would be well received.
Yeah,
well received.
Well, we're definitely looking to raise awareness. You know, a couple reasons why we are shooting this in Chicago. One, it's a very collaborative, supportive environment in which to make independent films, and just all the talent and crew you could hope for. We do have some talent in from LA, but it's mostly Chicago production, but also because human trafficking doesn't just happen over there someplace else. It's all around us, including in Chicago. But with Chicago police, we have 5,000 shootings a year here. If you can imagine, a detective comes in after his weekend, he's got 12 more homicides or shootings to deal with. There's just not enough resources to go after this, so we're trying to raise awareness there and to get people to, if they see something, say something, for example.
I was reading an article a few weeks ago before I was doing a show. I was writing a show about this woman, and she was giving some of the telltale signs of when something like this is about to take place. Her children, or one of her children, was actually being targeted by one of these traffickers, and they were trying to abduct her daughter from the mall that they were in, from the IKEA that they were shopping in with her son, daughter, and her mother.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard about that, and I think what she did was not so much as confront them, but turn around and look at them and let them know that she saw them watching.
Yeah, yeah, it's a bit of a crazy situation. It might have something to do with so many of these young girls that are going missing. Washington, D.C., with what it's like 600 girls are missing just in the D.C. area alone. So, yeah, it's definitely a big issue. So, how did you get into acting? Because as I'm reading the notes from our team, you didn't actually start off as wanting to be an actor initially. Is this something you
Yeah.
kind of transitioned into, so to speak?
I kind of stumbled into it, to tell you the truth, Vaughn. I had no ideations about doing this as early as 7 years ago, but as on a lark, I went on as an extra for the Kelsey Grammer vehicle Boss was being filmed here in Chicago at the time, and just so happened the director was Mario Van Peebles. He took a liking to me and brought me into some scenes, and I had such a good time. I found myself going on an audition for a short film, kind of like your situation where you were brought in for one part, and then they stopped me, and I thought, oh, I must be really stinking up the room. Took my sides and handed me a primary role, which I ultimately earned, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
That's amazing. That's amazing when something like that happens, because it's rare, but it's beautiful when it does happen. So, what else are you working on right now? Is the Imago that the main focus?
Right now, and this weekend we're filming the climax scene. So there's a lot of moving parts. We have 30 cast and crew on it that we got to get. There's so much to do on the production end of it. So we're excited, but we're kind of a little anxious too, because we're praying for weather, and I think we're going to get that. But yeah, right now the focus is on Imago. I do have some other irons in the fire. I've been casting a few other feature films, a web series. I got a commercial coming up tomorrow and another one on Friday. So yeah, it's good to be busy.
This guy's really busy. I thought I was doing good with 4 auditions this week. This guy's got 4 projects this week.
Well, no, not this week. They haven't given us the shooting schedule for these films yet.
Well, you've got them. They're booked. They're already in there. So that's always a bonus. So, what do you think has probably been the most difficult part of all of this acting thing for you? Because you're transitioning out. Was it law enforcement that you were in before?
Yeah, I was in public safety, law enforcement. I was a deputy sheriff in the whole SWAT counterterrorism thing, and it kind of helped, I think, prepare me for this in a strange way. So now I can be a lot more fearless in my choices. Now if I screw up, nobody dies. It's just take 2. So.
It's just take 2. I love it. So, what are you hoping to get from all of this acting? Are you going to just continue acting? Are you looking to maybe do more production?
Yeah, more acting. You're always looking to push yourself and to expand your repertoire. I've been fortunate to be cast in a fairly good variety of roles, but I'm still looking to play, that broken man. The has-been alcoholic, washed-up former jazz musician whose wife left him because she blames him for the death of their son, kind of thing. And maybe some more vulnerable roles, in a manner of speaking. Yeah, because I get kind of the stronger character roles. Whether it's the cop or the capo, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So if you weren't acting, what would you be doing right now?
Wow. Probably sailing the Caribbean, or surfing off of Costa Rica, maybe knocking around Europe on a train.
Really? So having some fun then, basically.
Well, yeah, I've paid my dues.
Right on. You're into winemaking. We're doing a little wine drinking here tonight.
Yeah. Well, funny you should ask. I already pulled a cork here. This was actually my first. Can you see that there?
Yep.
Yep. This was picked from grapes harvested in the northwest side of Chicago. Saw them growing wild, and they tasted pretty darn good. So I made some wine.
Nice one.
I call it Must Be Moody, because that's what crushed grapes are. Moody is the name of the street where the grapes were grown, and it's I call it a Franco Niagara Concord, and it's actually very good. balanced acidity, very fragrant nose. Kind of smells like Concord grapes.
So if he's not making films, he's going to be drinking wine and sailing his boats, you guys. It's Ric Morgan. Where can we find you guys on social media? Where if people want to get more information about Imago, where do they go?
Imago the movie is our Facebook page. You can find me on IMDb or my website. It's ricmorgan.net, and it's no K. Yeah, you can find us on. I'm on social media: Instagram, Twitter at the Ric Morgan. Have a Facebook fan page, also IMDb. You can find me on my website, ricmorgan.net. That's RICMORGAN, no K. Also on IMDb, Instagram, Twitter, and Imago has their Facebook page under Imago the Movie.
Excellent, excellent. So if you come back, if you ever make your way over here to do your backpacking and train riding in Europe, you have to come and join us in the studio in person.
Oh man, I haven't been to London in 10 years. I'd for sure look you up.
You're overdue. You need to come check us out. We've got nice weather and everything here. I'm sweating in this sweatshirt. I'm dying. I put it on just for I don't do interviews in t-shirts.
Well, I don't know. I might be there in September crashing ex-girlfriend's wedding. So.
Oh, excellent. Oh, we'll pull the cameras out for that one for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's Ric Morgan, you guys. Go check him out on his IMDb, his website. Go check out the film that he's working on. Go and support the art. You know how we do over here. Ric Morgan, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for joining us today. We'll hopefully have you here in September if you decide to come and crash the wedding. You heard it here first, you guys. That's what's going to happen. And stay tuned. We'll be back with a little bit more Ann Adams and what she's going to be doing the next time we see her.
These ones or these ones?
Saw an episode of Intervention. And I know I'm fine.
Illinois, Mr. Robert Bobby McNeely. He is going to join us tonight.
Hi everyone, welcome to the show. My name is Elaine Zhang, and today I am here with Eli Seal, documentary filmmaker.
I need more. Welcome to The Only Way is Linda. Today I have a really special guest here.
Ann Adams, ladies and gentlemen, joining us all the way from central London. She's a big shot playwright and actress. She actually just came back from... Where'd you just come back from?
Lisbon.
Lisbon. We were up for one of the same roles or on the same project. Different roles, same project. She got it. I didn't.
For once. There's only once. You usually get everything.
No, please. I
was due.
So how was it? How was it?
It was nice, yeah. Because I never book these things, I don't know all the rules. I don't think I can talk about it yet.
Oh, right.
But I ate a lot of good seafood.
Yeah.
Lisbon was nice. Never been to Portugal. Also went to Prague. Prague was cool.
Was that just part of the production?
Yeah.
Or really?
Yeah.
You went to Prague too?
I did.
God
I
dang
did.
it.
I love getting you rolled up.
Yeah, so you're probably in heaven right now then. I didn't know about Prague.
Yeah, no, Prague was cool. Wow. It was really, really cool. It was cheap. It was really beautiful.
Yeah.
Really clean, really nice people. You can walk everywhere.
Yeah. So what else is going on? You had a play out recently.
I did. I had a reading recently of a second play I wrote. So long story short, I'm working on the third play now as part of a Texas trilogy because I'm from Texas.
Right.
Hence I'm obsessed with it. But the first play, Strange Country, was the one I don't know if I told you was in New York, and that was a year ago. And then the second one had a reading. This place called Canal Cafe Theater, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun with that. So, good feedback.
That's cool. So, tell me about being an actress and an actor, an American actor in London, because obviously we're both American.
Yeah.
And do you find it like more of a challenge working here versus working back home, or what?
I don't. To be honest with you, I prefer it, but I think the reason I prefer it is because I'm older now.
Yeah.
I found the roles that I've been up for over here much more rewarding, but I think that's probably because of, I'm in my mid to late 30s now, so I don't know, I just find the work that I'm actually going out for more rewarding, even though I loved working in the States too, but you know what I mean? Yeah. So I haven't really felt that isolation that I sometimes hear some American or North American actors talk about over here.
Yeah, like being typecast or just
limited opportunities.
Yeah.
I felt I don't agree with that. I mean, in my experience, everyone's been extremely generous and opening. I mean, I quit acting for 4 years.
Really?
So I was working a full-time day job, for 3.5 years, and then when I tried to get back into it, people, I was like a mid-30s actor trying to get work again, and I people were really nice to me, helpful.
Yeah.
So I can't complain.
Yeah. You're from Texas?
Yeah.
Is that where you at? You were acting out there then, obviously.
Well, I acted in Chicago. After college, a group of friends of mine went to Chicago.
Right.
And I acted there for about 7.5 years.
Right.
Then I moved to LA for a year that I don't remember.
When was that? I might have seen you. 2010. Oh, wow. That was right when
I called 2010 the year I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Just hard, just one of those interesting times I think we all have. But yeah, and then after LA, that's when I moved over here. So
yeah.
But yeah, LA was really hard. I think I was watching an interview with Michael Douglas or someone, and they said you shouldn't move to LA unless it's a party, and you shouldn't move unless you're invited. And I wasn't invited, so
yeah, no,
I felt it.
I wasn't invited either, and I remember I was telling my then girlfriend, this would be a great place to live if you're 20 or if you've got a ton of money.
Yeah, well, it's true, but I do have some friends there who just love it. I don't know why. It wasn't for me, but some people there, they just take to it. I don't know, but for me, I just felt, even when I was around people, I just felt really lonely out there.
Yeah,
it's like some strange island.
It's because you're smart. It is. With all due respect to the people in LA, but I had the same conversation with a friend of mine from Michigan who moved there, and she was like, I'm so isolated here. I'm like, it's amazing how you can feel lonely in a town with 10 million people in it.
It's true. I think you have to be psychologically, it takes a certain kind of strength. Well, I think, each coast, each place you go to, but to be fair, when I first moved to London, I had 2 years of panic attacks. I think it's any place. It's just until you feel like you can be somewhat a part of it.
Yeah.
You just feel like you're kind of going down the rabbit hole a bit.
LA is so it's so trendy, and it's constantly moving, and it's a different environment altogether there. It's kind of I can't even really explain it, and it's if you just
well, yeah, but also too. I mean, I don't know what it's like for guys, but one of the biggest struggles I've had as or at least when I was a younger actor, is the way you look is very important, and so what I feel like my personality doesn't necessarily match with my looks, and you have to be a size this, you have to look a certain this, and you feel that, and I do. I really when I hear women complain about getting older, it's just don't complain.
Yeah,
it gets better. You're seen in a different way, and in the shit that you used to have to keep in check all the time, it slowly starts to not matter as much.
Yeah. I remember working in this. I used to work in a fitness equipment store, and we sold treadmills and stuff. And this guy came in, and he's looking through his catalog, and there was a girl on the machine or whatever it was, and she was in shape, right? She was in shape, and he's like, do you think they wouldn't have this fat chick on the treadmill or whatever? And I'm like, you've been in LA way too long. And this was an older guy. He was probably my age now, and this was 2005. He was in his 40s. And I'm like, if you think this is fat, I'm like, this is like, she's in shape.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she's too thin for me.
Yeah.
And this is normal in society, and you think this is too skinny.
Yeah.
Like,
well, even in Chicago, to be fair, like I love Chicago, but even like if you would go out for theater is different. But if you went out for like TV or film, normal looking, or what they would call for normal, you had to look a certain way.
Yeah.
So I just as soon as I kind of rid those demons about when I'm supposed to be, like, you just feel like you have a lot more to share.
Yeah. Do you feel that it's less of an issue here than it is in
I
LA?
do. I feel I mean, I want to compare. I love both sides. I loved being an artist in the States, and I love being an artist here, but I do feel actors over here, there's a call for realness.
Yeah.
That you can just be an everyday Joe or Jane, and there's still work for you.
I think what it is, at least in my opinion and in my experience, is that it's more about the performance here.
Yeah.
And I think they work harder at becoming actors here than we do in the States.
Well, that's interesting you say that. I think, I think performance is important in the States too, but the one thing I have found here is I find that actors over here don't apologize for being an actor.
No.
There's not that sheepish, oh, I'm an actor. Yeah, no, I'm an actor. It's like, I think in America for some reason, and this may not be true, obviously, for everyone, and I even found myself doing it. It's like you've gone to school for it, you've trained for it, you've worked your ass off, you have the credits, and still, for some reason, if you're not paying your rent every month with it, you feel this kind of, I don't know, uneasiness when you're talking to someone with a real job. But over here, the thing I really liked, and I learned it from a 24-year-old actress on a show I was working on, and I remember kind of doing the thing. She's like, why are you apologizing? She's like, you deserve to be in the room. You worked hard. And I just think when actors go to school over here, if they put the time and effort in and they work hard, then you have every right to say, yes, this is what I am.
Right.
And that confidence, I think it's like a healthy, it's not cockiness, it's just,
it's confidence.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think at least from an American standpoint, at least for me, we're very much into corporate structures, so it's like
you have to have something to show for it.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And if people can't recognize you, then you're almost embarrassed to say you're an actor because you're not as successful as we deem success should be seen as.
And people will deny that, but I think it's the truth. I think it's just embedded in I don't know how, but I think you're right. It's just embedded in the culture or something. Yeah. That if you are something, you better damn well be successful at it.
You gotta be at best, better than the next person at it, and be able to show it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's the same with writing. It was like in America, like I'd never been paid for a play.
Yeah.
It wasn't produced or anything when I was still writing over there. But I would be sheepish over there, and then like I had a conversation once. I got a play produced or whatever, and so it's like, I'm trying to be a playwright, and she was like, you're not trying to be anything, are you or aren't you? And it is. It's just that it's interesting. It's difficult. It's difficult looking someone in the eye sometimes and being like, I'm this.
Yeah.
Just owning it.
Yeah.
I'm also a receptionist. I can answer your phones. I can do your Excel spreadsheet, but I'm also a fucking playwright.
Right.
Exactly.
No, it's a struggle. It's definitely a struggle. I've done so many different things in the industry as well, from like doing voiceovers, corporate stuff. Even did improv for a while and stand-up, which was a nightmare. So you guys, if you see comedians out there, that's hard work. Don't give them a heckle or a hard time because they are in the struggle out there.
Be nice to them.
Yes, that's hard stuff.
Yeah.
Live theater, I thought I was going to die when we did our production.
Did you not like it? Did you?
No, I loved it. I thought it was great, but I'd never really done anything like that before.
You wouldn't be able to tell you're amazing in it.
I never did anything like
it's
that.
It's an adrenaline rush, isn't it? Yeah. It's a different kind of rush.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, we're all going out there together and hope sink or swim. I'll see you on the ice.
Cool. Let's take a quick break. Watch this music video. If you don't like it, too bad, because I like it. So watch it anyway. We'll be right back.
Ugh, I'm full. After this, you guys want to go try on a bunch of shit and not buy it? Duh.
Ooh, actually, I can't. I'm going to the apple orchard with Ben.
An apple orchard? Don't worry, those don't exist. Who's Ben?
And then afterwards, we're going shopping for firewood.
You don't have a fireplace.
I know, neither does he.
Who is Ben?
I met him when we were at the sports bar. You know, the guy who chased every wing with a shot of blue cheese?
The guy with the love handles?
Ah, and the beard. Oh, that's him. I gotta go. You guys got this, right?
The summer is ended, there's a chill in the air. You reach across the pillow and there's no one there. The days are getting shorter and the nights are cold. You want a man in a flannel and a hand to hold. Hanging up the teeny bikini for the season. Sweater's coming out, it's about to get freezing. Boyfriend season, boyfriend season. Boyfriend season, it's boyfriend season. Layer in your body, drinking hot toddies. Holidays approaching, it's nice to be naughty. Boyfriend season, boyfriend season. Boyfriend season, it's boyfriend season. Boyfriend season, it's in the air, that's right. Boyfriend season, they're on the hump tonight. It's the time of year you got to get cuddled. Wrestling in knees and jumping in puddles. Boyfriend season, boyfriend season. Boyfriend season, it's boyfriend season. Boyfriend season, it's in the air, that's right. Boyfriend season, they're on the hump tonight. Christmas is coming and you're heading home. You sneak up to your bedroom so you're all alone. You tell him you miss him, you'll be back in a flash. But as soon as April comes, you'll be dishing his ass. Boyfriend season, yes, boyfriend season. Boyfriend season, yeah, it's boyfriend season. Boyfriend season, yes, boyfriend season. Boyfriend season, yeah, it's boyfriend season. Boyfriend season, it's in the air, it's right. Boyfriend season, boyfriend season. Boyfriend season, it's boyfriend season. Boyfriend season, they're on the hump tonight. Boyfriend season, boyfriend season. Boyfriend season, it's boyfriend season.
Endearment, is it?
No.
Oh man. Okay, so welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that video. I did, and we've got music. If you want to play your music on the shows or just on the website, send it over to music at v3tv.uk. We didn't do our sponsorship this morning. We'll have to do that later because I forgot to do the sponsors, and they're going to kill us for that. But Dirty Lemon, dirtylemon.com. You guys go over to dirtylemon.com if you're into detoxing, if you want hair drinks and energy drinks.
Drinks.
Yeah, they got stuff that helps make your hair more vibrant and
hair drinks.
Shiny. I think so. I don't have any hair, so I don't know.
So you get spotty.
They said, well, for the detox and all the other stuff.
Okay.
Not for the hair. Obviously, they don't send me the hair care products because they probably won't work. It's too late for me. It's not too late for you or the likes of this young lady next to me, Miss Ann Adams, actress and playwright, actor. I got it wrong again.
I love it. You just call me an actress.
I just call her Ann Adams.
Just call me Ann Adams.
Ann Adams. Angelina.
No.
As you were stopped in as...
no, Monica Lewinsky.
Monica, oh, you get that one too, do you?
I get Monica Lewinsky a lot.
Huh. I can see.
Did you see that? Huh.
If you weren't acting right now, I hate this to sound like an interview question. What would you do with yourself, do you think? If you weren't, would it just be the secretarial stuff that you were talking about?
I think it's travel.
Yeah, just hang out.
If I had, but you have to have the money to do so. I guess like if it was just not going to happen at all for me, I'd probably just work my ass off for about 3 years, save up, and then
piss off somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about? I'm always interested in what actors think about this, like all this reality TV that exists now. Because I know when it first started coming out, I was always like,
I'm such an old curmudgeon-y grandma.
Yeah.
When it comes to, I have a real issue with how with what's thrown in our face on a daily basis. I think it's yeah, I just don't think it's good. I don't think really any good can come of it, to be honest with you. And I get in a lot of arguments with my friends because they're like, you know, keep in check with the times in which you live, and it's entertainment, and don't stick your nose up at it. But
so they're actually giving you a hard time for not embracing this nonsensical
it's not that.
television.
Yeah, they're just saying that I'm kind of stuck up about it, and then I am kind of stuck up about it. I think that critical thinking and like the whole point of art or even if entertainment, you know, just by itself, this something that changes you or makes you think, or, you know, I just feel like a lot of reality TV that I even hear people talk about or they see, it just makes you go brain dead.
I have to agree.
You know, and it's just like even just with the phone, I'm guilty of it too, but I kind of associate reality TV with the constant need to be entertained just by watching, I don't know, like with the phone, like just the whole way in which, like when we have downtime now, it just feels like there's always an opportunity to just have someone make you brain dead, either with a game on your phone or watching reality TV or just watching crap. And I think I would be. I have friends who are great parents to their kids, and I know that they struggle with that. I think it's like an actual epidemic. I think it's an actual epidemic. Like if I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get on my soapbox about that. But
I asked the question.
But you know, I think it's kind of it's a mirror as to where we're at as a society about what we want, and I don't think we really want to be challenged, and I don't really think we want to have to work to we would just want instant gratification, and usually that's at somebody else's expense or tomfoolery or, you know, exploitation.
Yeah. What do you think brought that to our culture, though? Because obviously we can see what some of the results are. You know, people like Kardashians are famous and popular. You have when reality stars.
Well, yeah, when you had the Real World, when you had the first Real World that was aired, I thought that was quality TV, but I'd never seen anything like that.
Right.
And I mean, I watched that show. I thought it was great, but then like what all of that turned into. It turned into more fake drama than drama. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It became more produced after the first season.
And I don't know. Yeah, it's like to each his own. I don't judge people who do it, and I don't judge people who watch it. But just for me, it depresses me. It depresses me. Yeah. And I think the best thing I ever did for my own mental health, because I think especially when you're depressed or you're working a shit day job or you're tired with your kids or your partner is driving you mad, and sometimes you just want to turn something on and just like go brain dead. It's so easy to do that. So like the best thing is I don't have a TV, and you know, if I watch something, it's like movie or cable TV or something that I get on Netflix or
right.
It just makes it more selective, just like by the actual not having it right in front of your face all the time. Yeah, no, it's weird to me. You know, do you know Joseph Campbell? He's dead now. Did you know that he was a philosopher, a teacher? He had this. He was. I used to love him, and he had this interview with this guy named Bill Moyers, who's a journalist, and it was so eerie because I think the interview tape came out like in the 80s. And he said at the speed at which we're going, the universe is going, like it's gonna trip us up. Like it's going so fast that we don't know how to catch up. And now, like the fact that we have everything at our fingertips, why do you think everyone is on a pill or has anxiety or depression or I don't know, it's hereditary? Well,
it's not.
It's like, I'm sorry, but I don't remember, I talked to my parents, like, even if people did suffer from mental illness back in the day and just didn't talk about it, you just feel like it's different. Like everyone I know, myself included, I just think battles with some form of like either anxiety or depression, and I think a lot of it has to do with just like everything that's how we receive information.
Yeah, I was watching something on television about children or teens or whatever, how they were developing depression because they were so attached to these devices.
I believe it.
Phones, television, whatever. And when you remove those devices from them, they don't know how to behave. First Real World, Andre, was it Andre? Was that his name? The guy with the heavy metal band.
I think so.
Rain Dance. He's from Michigan, actually.
Really?
Yeah, he went to high school with some friends of mine.
Really?
And I was going to my then girlfriend's house to pick her up or whatever, or just to go hang out. And I get into her house, and she had roommates. And he sat on the sofa reading a comic book, like one day. I was like, hey,
you're like,
fucking Andre, dude. Yeah, really nice guy. Said that older women couldn't keep their hands off of him.
Amazing.
And this was in 92, 92.
Yeah.
And he was only a year or so older than me, so he was probably only 20.
Yeah.
Maybe. So.
Yeah, no, I was obsessed with Julie because, she was from a small southern town or something, and she goes up there to be a dancer. It was like all very fame, like,
Julie she was in the first one too.
Yeah, she's a really beautiful southern dancer.
Girl,
yeah,
right.
she went up there to be a dancer.
Yeah, that's right. She was in the one that Eric was in love with on the show. Right.
See, now that was good TV.
Yeah, that was the very first one where they had no script, they had no basis for the show, to look back on and say this is how we should behave. After that one, it wasn't Real World at all. It was producers were in there. So I'd like to thank our lovely co-host, guest. You should come back and do another show. And Adams for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming down. We appreciate you spending your afternoon with us down here at...
I appreciate you giving a shit what I have to say.
Well, we always give a shit about interesting people.
Oh, thank you.
Because I don't have uninteresting people. Well, not more than once. And you've been invited back, see?
Well, thank you. I'd love to come back.
Good. I'm the least interesting person in here. That's what I try to make it. I'm the most needy of a bounce off. So I need to have people like yourself here. So where can people find you? Find your work?
You can find my plays on New Play Exchange. If you just type Ann Adams, you'll find my plays. I'm also a member of Playwright Center. I'm with Simon & Howell. Jess of Simon & Howell is my agent. She's lovely for acting. And then Twitter. I don't know if you just want to say hi or send me a dirty picture. Just, I guess, go to Twitter.
So for all you guys out there that have been sending dick pics to the show, send them to her from now on. Stop sending them to our show website because that email has been shut down. We had an email.
Did you?
Shut it down.
You got dick pics into your show.
It got so much junk because we used to have a lot. Anyway. Stop it. So,
got it. Okay.
Yeah, but no. Anyway, thanks to Ric Morgan for coming to the show. Chicago, check him out. Actors of the world, if you have any questions, feel free to write into the show. We can forward the questions to them, or you can hit them up on social media. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on this show. Later.
Bye.
G-sense. Anything you saying or doing is false pretense. Got legs to stand on, but your knees bent. You ain't cool, can't even be decent.